Here she comes to save the day. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, wife.
Hello, everybody.
We're going to try this again.
Well, you know.
Technical difficulties.
Yep. Sorry, y'all. We didn't realize.
And you missed a doozy. Oh, you missed a doozy.
It was a lot.
We were both in
rare form.
Rare form.
It's a lot of laughter, a lot of silliness.
Yeah.
A lot of confusion.
Yep. All right. So this week we've only really put out 2 videos. Right? We recorded Tuesday. Because we skipped Monday. We recorded Tuesday. And that went out Wednesday. We skipped Wednesday.
And then
we recorded Thursday with no audio.
Yep.
so really,
technically one video.
They've gotten one video for this entire week. So we really have our work cut out for us to catch them up.
And we have no idea what we did.
Oh, man.
Thus the conversation yesterday. I'm really sad there was...
put that down.
I'm really sad there was no audio because it was pretty entertaining.
For us, we entertained ourselves.
Yep. Well, even... I mean, a lot of the comments said we were entertaining even though they couldn't hear us. You know?
It was either my facial expression or yours. You can take that whatever way you want.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a lot of hand gestures.
Why I oughta. All right. Kinsley's been to the vet twice this week.
Yep.
Once today. Once on Monday.
Yep. Monday was for shots.
Monday was for 2 reasons. Shots and what else? Ear cleaning, that's correct. Good guess.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she got some vaccines and some ear cleaning. Kinsley, are you really going to be eating sticks right now? Have you not learned?
She is not.
So
guess what today was for?
We'll just recap on the Kinsley thing here. So Kinsley got vet appointment, and then I think it was that evening, maybe it was Tuesday evening, that she was drooling like Winston drools.
In the summertime.
Yeah.
It was just a big...
She was drooling like just crazy.
A big spittoon.
So we thought that she ate something that she shouldn't have, or wasn't feeling well or whatever, but...
We weren't sure what it was.
We weren't sure what it was. We figured, Kinsley, you are not going to be eating this.
She has a whole stick. Where did she get that whole stick?
I don't know.
Where in the world?
Hang on. Kinsley, no. We're not doing this.
She's like, I feel great now, Dad. Thank you.
We're not doing this. Okay, so...
you should bring the stick and show them the stick that she's literally brought. It's big. I don't know where she got it.
So we figured we'll give her a few days to see if she starts feeling better.
Because she was acting normal.
She was, eating, pooping, drinking.
Yep. Just drooling.
Peeing. Eating, pooping, drinking, peeing. She wasn't lethargic. She just was drooling.
She had extra bodily fluids.
Which was just abnormal for her.
Yeah.
Well, it started getting a little bit better, but then it started getting worse. Today, it was pretty bad in the morning. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call the vet. It's been 3 or 4 days. So we got her into an appointment at 3 o'clock today. Took her into the appointment, and...
She's licking the side of my desk.
Yeah. And so the vet looks at her and says how she's been acting and fine. Has she been eating fine? Yeah, she's been eating fine, no problem. So she starts feeling on the inside of her mouth. And Kinsley was not having it. But she said, okay, everything seems fine there. Let's do some blood work to see if she's not doing well, because her last blood work, she was elevated for something that could be pancreatitis. And we wanted to see if the elevation of that continued or not. So ran blood work. And while we were waiting for blood work, they brought her back into the waiting room with me. And Kinsley's sitting right next to me on the bench, and I noticed that her gums on the side that she's drooling from are very red, and on her tongue, the side of her tongue, it looks like it's scraping something. Like, oh, that's interesting.
That's an abrasion.
Yeah, abrasion, yeah. So I put my fingers in her mouth, and I'm feeling around, and it feels like the last tooth in the back of her mouth, I guess the molar, feels like it's broken, like there's a piece there. So the vet comes back in, and they start shining lights and stuff like that. And the vet's like trying to figure it out and pulls out this really big piece of stick that got lodged in her mouth. So basically what's been happening over the last 4 days is that she's been drooling because she has that
stick wedged in her teeth.
Wedged in her teeth. Her tongue's being abrased on. And is that a thing? Being abrased on?
There's an abrasion happening.
Yeah. So anyway, it turned out that she just had a stick in her mouth. That's why. So we got that out of there. She seems a lot better now.
Silly.
Yeah. So that's Kinsley.
Yep.
Winston's doing fine. Levi's doing fine. Blanche is doing fine. Rose is doing fine. Dorothy's doing fine.
Yep. The quackheads are fine.
Quackheads. Let's talk about the quackheads.
Go for it.
Well, we're just doing the whole. We're doing the recap.
We're redoing
the Tuesday video. We showed you guys the pond. I think it was the pond. How we wrapped it in a net. Kinsley really wants that stick. She's been eating sticks her entire life. We've never had a problem.
No. Yeah, she's a stick.
Very fibrous poops at points. Yeah. Okay, so we wrapped the pond in netting. Well,
the entire pond, yep.
The entire pond. Plus extra space for them to have grass and wander around and whatever. Well, the goal was to keep the geese and the roosters that are up there and the mallard, the khaki Campbell duck in the netting in and around the pond. Somehow, the 2 female quackheads
We're still getting out.
were getting out.
And the khaki Campbell.
And the khaki Campbell. Well, it turned out...
Because they're smart.
Yeah. It turned out that somewhere along the fence line, there's a big gaping hole where somehow, like chickens or something, broke the netting. And we don't keep it hot because we don't want any of those...
Barbecued chicken.
Flame broiled chicken.
We don't need any electrocuted
We're
geese.
not in Kentucky.
No. But...
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
I mean, they are our neighbor. But...
Okay. And this is a little bit of what y'all missed yesterday. Not quite the same conversation, but it was along the same lines of...
Yeah, so over the last few nights, what's been happening is the 2 female quackheads, in the morning, they make their way out of the netting and then all the way down here to the 3 beaver coops to the field in front of that and kind of hanging out with those chickens. They seem to really love it.
They love it. Yeah, they love it down here. I mean, the grass is not any greener. It's not any longer. They have plenty of grass up there, but for whatever reason, they trek all the way to the farthest other possible coops.
It's a long jog for them.
For them, it is, with their little... I mean, their legs are like this long.
Yeah.
So they just waddle on down.
So they hang out here.
Which is fine. Don't make me get my violin out already. You haven't even gotten halfway through your story yet. Just continue.
Okay. All right. You just sit on those little tiny hands of yours. I don't think you have tiny hands, actually.
I don't. I have very big hands.
Yeah, you don't have tiny hands. If you have tiny hands, I have tiny hands.
I was like, my hands are just as...
You're very warm.
I am. Double heat. Menopausal women.
I think you're premenopausal.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyway.
The quackheads come down.
Yo, you guys might be getting a show today.
It hasn't left our system. This is a little flavor of what y'all missed.
They hang out during the day. In the evening, before the sun goes down, that time of period is called dusk. Yesterday was a thing. I couldn't remember if it was dusk or dawn.
From dusk till dawn is how you remember.
Yeah,
from dusk till dawn.
The dawn's early light.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's bring out all of our song lyrics here.
When dusk is upon us, just before dusk, one of the female quackheads heads back to the pond and makes her way back into the netting. No problem. Like, she seems to be on top of it, figures it out, good to go.
Yep.
The other one is not that smart.
She's on the struggle bus.
I don't... Okay. So, she waits until it's pitch dark.
Yep.
And then she tries to make her way back to the pond. Well...
She kind of circles a little bit.
Yeah. And she's out there going... Whack, 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 whack.
I bet y'all wish this was muted again.
I might tone it down on that one. I might mute it down. She's out there just fussing up a storm, trying to find her way back there. And the path that she generally takes leads her right to where the shenanigans are laying down for the night, and they don't get along. The shenanigans do...
They're territorial because they're laying.
Right, yeah, yeah. So she can't make it past there. So what has to happen is one of us has to escort her up to the pond.
And we've both done it.
Yes.
On different nights.
Yes. Well, actually, we didn't have to do it last night.
No.
It was nice.
Did you hear her for a while though?
Yeah, I did.
She was circling.
Yeah. So the first few nights didn't go very smoothly in terms of getting her into the netting, because she doesn't know where the hole is to get back into the pond area because it's dark. So one of these nights I was escorting her back, and the khaki Campbell was also out. So I tried to get both of them to go into the netting, and I had already opened up the netting where two of them join to allow them to walk through it. So I'm trying to guide them to that area. Well, they get to that area and they either go around it or they turn around. At one point, they're walking along the fence line and the quackhead decides that she's gonna beeline into the forest, heading towards the street. And I'm like, I'm not chasing you in the forest. This is the stupidest thing.
Not in the dark.
I eventually got the khaki Campbell in, and it took 3 or 4 tries for that
sweet girl.
Sweet girl to make her way around the netting multiple times. There's 2 open areas for her, and every time she got to the open area, she would turn around or she would go the opposite. Like, it wasn't working.
And her legs are even shorter.
Oh, man, yeah. So anyway.
They're a very skittish bird, for those of you who aren't familiar with khaki Campbells. They're just a very skittish
duck. No, the khaki Campbell, she figured it out. It was the quackhead that couldn't figure it out.
I see.
Meanwhile, the 4 males and the other female are sitting there raising a storm because I'm chasing, you know.
Yeah. You're going after their friend.
Anyway, it was a thing. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. Okay, so that's where we are with the
quackheads.
Yes, the shenanigans are just making their home right around our RV because one of them's laying and they're protecting, sitting, whatever. Okay. So that's been a thing. So we're going to be moving them soon. They're going to be moved soon, and we can have our space back. So if I remember correctly, I said we were never letting them free range again.
And then who lets them free range?
Your husband does.
And then who complains about it?
Your husband does. Thank you for not bringing the violin out. Yeah.
Well, you're not complaining too bad yet.
No. No, I'm just telling the story. I'm just telling
reserving it for.
I'm just telling it how it is. This is how it is. Yeah. So what else do we got going on? What else did we do? Flooring.
You've been working on flooring.
I really have been working on flooring.
You busted your...
Oh, yeah. I gave myself a blood blister.
That was what he was in the beginning of the video when he was talking about his bandage and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave myself a blood blister.
Knocked himself pretty good.
It was very bloody, too. It blistered and then it exploded, and then it was all over the place. So right at this point in time, Katie's office, a.k.a. the second bedroom, is done.
Done. Check.
Check. The master bedroom is done. Check. I thought we were doing X's.
Well,
X.
That was yesterday because they weren't all the way done, so we could only put one line.
Yeah, but I have things that are...
Well, we can... Okay, okay, you ready? Katie's office is...
Done. X. The master bedroom is done. X.
The master bathroom.
The master closet is done. The master bathroom is partially.
It's like not quite the. I mean, there's like
I see.
There's like two. There's like three boards left.
It's like this, but you're going.
Yep.
Got it.
You're like you started it.
Yeah.
I mean, you were.
I did. And I can't
close.
finish it because it would require me pulling the toilet out, and then we wouldn't have any working toilet in the house until I finished that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is tomorrow start on the hallway bathroom. And get the toilet installed in there.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
And then I can finish the master, but then re-put a new toilet in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or we can just go back to the composting bucket.
We could for a while, but so flooring's going well, and it is
so pretty.
I would say almost perfect.
Yeah.
Almost perfect. There's a few spots that's not quite perfect.
But he's going to fix those.
No, I'm not, actually. Oh. I'm not going to fix those.
I thought there was a couple with tape that you were going to...
Oh, I did. I figured. I finished those already.
Okay.
No, I didn't know how to get around some of the water lines and the plumbing for the drain tube, the drain for the sink. But that's going to be under a cabinet anyway. Yeah. So I made it work. It's not professional, but I made it. It's not my finest hour, but... It'll be fine.
It's not OCD Nate, it's
Katie.
It's OCD Katie, I bet.
It's not even OCD Katie, it's Katie good.
Wow. It's that bad?
No, it's not bad. It looks fine. It's just not perfect.
I was going to say my OCD is like not perfect.
Right.
That's why I was like, my Katie is like, whew.
Yeah, Katie's like,
That's like, the floor's there.
It's on the property.
It's
We bought it. It's on order.
We put the box in there. The floors are in. They may not be touching or aligned, and there may be a gap like this, but it's good. You know?
Yeah. So so I'll do the hallway bathroom first, finish, and then we'll be done with that half of the house. Yep. And then it's into the great room.
And this is why he's not letting me help with the floors.
No, Katie offered to help with the floors, and I said absolutely not.
It wasn't even a pause. It was no.
It was no. No, Katie's not going to help with the floors. Because...
It's fine.
I would drive you nuts, and you would drive me nuts.
It's like almost every project we work on together.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Because you're overly...
perfectionist.
Specific.
Yes.
And I'm like, it'll work. Yeah. I'm like, let's just try it. Let's just give it a little tap, tap, tap. It'll be fine. Yeah. And you're like, no. It's 1/16 of an eighth of an inch off, and it's got to be just...
A 16th is more like it.
Yeah.
So, so flooring's going well. It's taking a while because, I'm slow with these things, but it looks really good.
It does look really good.
It looks really good. We really like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I'm looking at what to put into, because we don't have, that's one thing we didn't bring with us, is any bedroom. Like, we don't have a mattress, we don't have any type of
frame, we don't have
anything.
Side tables. We got nothing.
We really, I think I have a small rug but I think it's too small to put a king size bed. So I mean, it's like that room has no finishings or furniture, except for I think your mom got us a couple table lamps that I planned to put in there. It was on our Amazon wish list.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, those are maybe coming out of the box soon.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
So, yeah. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. Oh, lady.
Sweet, sweet girl.
Well, let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about last time, or yesterday's video, was how, if you all can hear her, the RV is not soundproof. And that was part of what I was laughing at yesterday, was when Nate's, trying to wrangle her and get her to go up there. You can just hear him, come on!
What are you going that way for? Turn around!
My gosh! What are you doing? Ah! And I'm just in here like...
And then both of us run past the RV, and it's going this way, and I'm trying to chase it. And, yeah.
It's just, it's
a thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. It is. It's pretty entertaining in the grand scheme of things.
We talked about the fact that I fell again.
Yep.
Actually, we both fell.
We both fell.
But very different scenarios.
Yep.
You want to talk first?
Sure.
Yeah, you tell them first. You tell them about your fall.
You tell them about your fall. I was feeding the chickens, and rubber bowl, and I was trying to get a better grip on it to really throw it rather than
throw the feed.
The feed not
into the pen, so it scatters about.
I was getting to that rather than it just dumping straight in.
All right, I'm just making sure.
And it's the netted ones. It was the triple hoop coops up here. It was the Cochins, and so I was wearing my Crocs, my wannabe Crocs, and I had stepped kind of into the net, and I knew as soon as I did that was a mistake because it had been raining so much and everything was super slippy, and there's no tread whatsoever on those things. There's holes in the, anyway, really need to get better shoes, and kind of slipped into it. And when I did that, my top of my foot got stuck in the net, and when I went to try to pull myself out, it got stuck, and unfortunately, it made me lose my balance, and I fell forward on my left knee, and all of my weight went on my left knee.
Ouch.
And so it's swollen, and it's got a huge gash in it, and the poor chickens were running for their lives because, of course, the feed was all, it had fallen all underneath me, exactly what I didn't want it to do, and so they were coming up to get fed, and then here comes, the crazy chicken lady, like, kind of tackle a couple Cochin roosters.
They thought you were trying to catch them.
Yep, they were like, ah! So that was fun. So that was my experience. So it's been tender for a couple days, but it's a little better now. It's not as it's still a little crunchy.
Crunchy.
But yeah, just, falling is never a good thing.
No, not at our age.
No.
No. So the first time I fell, you guys were with me. I was holding you guys. We were walking back from just a walk.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
when you tripped on a stick.
And I tripped on a stick, and I fell flat, and you guys were there. You guys saw that. About a week later, I told you that I fell when I was crossing the creek because
slipped on a rock.
Trying to cross by not getting my feet wet because my boots have holes in them. Slipped on a rock.
Everything but your feet.
Everything but my feet got wet. Hurt myself on that one. Well,
a couple days ago.
Yesterday?
It was not yesterday.
I was down taking the dogs for a walk.
I think it was Wednesday.
And just at our normal spot, like usual, which goes over a couple logs. And on my way back, went over the log, no problem. But there's a bunch of debris on that side of the log because when heavy water, when heavy rains, and the creek goes up that high. And I caught myself again on a stick. The stick went between me and the log, and I fell again.
We've got issues.
We do have issues. Yeah.
Balance is not our friend.
Yeah. So I wonder if if I'm just dragging my feet when I'm walking, which I could be doing.
You do. You don't pick up your feet fully. Mm-hmm. That's always been an issue. When we first moved here, I used to have to remind you of all the roots, because you would stumble on the roots when we first started walking, and now it's like you kind of know where they are. Well, now you just raised them so high that it's obvious. The roots that are on that main path, but remember you used to trip on them all the time?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they used to only be about this high, and if you don't raise your feet higher than this, you would stumble and catch yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. So yeah, it's been an eventful week. I mean, not like a crazy bad week. No,
it's stupid shit. Like lots of dumb stuff that, it's been, you just got to sit back and kind of laugh because
We had an interesting interaction with, I don't know if they're neighbors, but some people. Oh. So the dogs were barking like crazy down at the gate. Mm-hmm. And
you looked at the security cameras?
Yeah, I looked at the security camera because I was inside. It's like, what's going on? I thought maybe like FedEx was there or something. And I looked at the security camera, and it was this older car just parked right in front of our driveway. Which is just sitting there. Like, what the heck?
Super bizarre.
What the heck? So I ended up making my way down there, and there were two young, they were probably in their 20s. They were young kids. And I said, you guys all right? They're like, yeah, we just ran out of gas. We were trying to make our way to the gas station right up, because there's one a couple miles from us. But we didn't make it. And I was like, well, I said, I'm assuming you're gasoline, not diesel. And they're like, yeah. I said, I actually might have some if you want to use it. They're like, that'd be great. So I got the gas can and brought it down there. And I said, it's old, so, you know.
Don't recommend putting a ton in.
Don't put a ton in there, but you're free to use as much as you want, but it's old. So we had to figure out how to use that stupid new green gas can cap thing. What is this? What?
I know you love them so much. Oops.
Yeah, so we had to figure out how to use the green gas cap. Yeah, anyway. So they ended up taking some gas. And I said, you know what? Why don't you take the gas can with you in case you don't make it? Just bring the gas can back. And they said, okay. And I said, I trust that you will. I said, yeah, we will. So they made it to the gas station. They brought the gas can back.
Yep.
And that is the end of that story.
Yep. It was just odd.
It was odd.
It was just super weird. It was just weird because it's like, what are they doing? And I'm like, are they looking for my business? Because I don't have my home address as the business.
You were thinking, because you said it looks similar to a customer.
It did. It looked similar to a customer that had come and purchased a gift card and some eggs. Is this bugging you?
It is, actually.
Like, really bugging you?
Yeah, that stink bug just has to go. Ouch.
They don't actually stink unless you stress them out.
Oh, I'm aware.
So, but yeah. So I thought it was maybe, because he had bought a dozen eggs from me, and I know his brother wanted some eggs as well, and they like mine because I sell them unwashed, and so they're off grid and they don't have refrigeration and, you know, all the electricity and stuff. So I was like, oh, I wonder if it's just them coming back, but that's weird. Normally he reaches out to me first. He doesn't just, I was like, maybe he's just in the area, but why wouldn't he have just pulled into the driveway like he normally does? So
and text you.
Yeah, and text me and say, hey, do you happen to have a dozen or two eggs? Like, and so that's what the car looked like, because it's a very distinctive, unique looking car. It's not like there's a lot of them out there.
It's an older, like,
I don't want to say not Impala, but
yeah, it looked like an Impala, but it wasn't an Impala. Like one of those older kind of cars.
Yeah, but it's not something that we see a lot around here.
No. Especially
not a younger gentleman driving.
Yeah.
So that's just the first thought that came in my head, and then I was like, it was just weird. So, you know, of course I'm out there standing, you know, up with the dogs, like watching as he's down at the fence. We're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know, you never know when somebody rolls up on your. Always got to be prepared.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, after that happened, I hit record on the security camera just in case.
Yep.
Prepared for, like,
whatever.
You know.
Whatever.
But it was fine. We just gave them gas.
Yep.
They were all good. We did our good deed for the day.
Mm-hmm. And they were kind and returned our gas tank, our gas can.
Yep. What else?
I mean, there's so much more, but how long do we want to make this thing?
What else do we got for them?
Well, we have the order that I made.
We're going to tell you about that on Tuesday.
Okay.
We got something to tell you about Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't have anything else then before Tuesday.
So it's just, we'll see them on Tuesday.
Yeah. We'll just do Tuesday.
Okay, on 3, 2, 1. We'll see you on Tuesday. Good job.
Bye-bye.
Done.